have to open up the course. So let's just click on that. So it's opening up. So as soon as it opens up, let's just create a new file in here in the course. So right click, and then let's create new Python files. So give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm back. So let's jump into it by creating a new Python file, and we're calling it turtle. No, don't call it turtle because this is going to generate some errors. Since it's going to think turtle is this is the turtle module, so we're going to call it learning turtle. And then you can click on Python file. It's automatically going to take it. So click on Python file, just hit enter. Close the tip tab. There's going to be a small window that's going to show you tips. We don't really need that, so just close it. So the first thing we want to do is we want to import, and then the package we want to import is turtle. We're going to call it T. So import turtle as T. I'm going to show you how to make a few cool patterns, relatively cool patterns that you can make. We're going to start with the benzene. If you don't know what that is, it's like a square down. It draws a square, and then it's just going to keep on changing angle. But we also need math. So I'm going to show you a cool little pattern. So what we're going to do is we're going to say colors equal to, and then find a good number of find a good number of colors. Okay, so I'm going to put red and put them all in lowercase. Blue, orange, red, blue, orange, black, or no, white, since the background's in black. Red, blue, orange, white. Yeah, red, blue, orange, white. After this, what we're going to do is we are going to say we have 4 colors, right? You might have more colors. You might have more than 4 colors. So what you have to do is you want to multiply the number of colors there are by 100. So if you have 4, it's going to be 400. If you have 5, it's going to be 500. So what we're going to do is we're going to say for I in, and then this is a for I in range loop. So for I in range. And then what do you want to give as the range? Let's give it 300 colon. No, never mind, 400. And then what we want to do is we want to say current underscore color. So we want to get the color from that. So you can say colors index I, and then the modulo operator. So I, and then use percentage to calculate remainder. And then you can say I modulo 4, because that's the amount of colors. And then what we want to do after that, what we want to do is you want to create, actually draw that color. So we can say, we also need to create a drawer. So instead of calling a drawer, it sounds kind of weird. You can just give a simple underscore to a name. So I'm going to call it underscore is equal to T, since 3. we called it t, so t dot, then you want to write circle. And now I can use underscore. Underscore dot. So underscore dot up. No. Yeah, underscore dot forward. So since we called the variable underscore, we're gonna call it underscore dot forward. And we all before that we can also give the underscore a color. So underscore dot color. It's been a while since I did this, so there are a lot of properties. You can set the shape to something, show it, hide it, set heading, and you can do a lot of things in here. What we're gonna do. So I think it's called pen. Yeah. So it's pen color. We're gonna make current underscore color. And forward, let's make it 10, suppose. And then if I run this, not that, I run the wrong file. So hit current file and hit run. So what's gonna happen is it's just gonna make these lines. The background's white right now, so let's make it black. So we can say t dot. So we can do something called win, and win is gonna be equal to t dot green, like that. And then we can say win dot bz color. Is gonna be black. So now you can see that is like that. So now that we have that much done, let's, as soon as we draw move 10 pixels forward, let's make a small angle. So underscore. Okay, so now we get the angle. So let's say we go right 45 degrees multiplied by math.pi. This is gonna give you something pretty cool. So what it does is it keeps making a star. Well, let's make the star bigger. So we'll make this 80. So as you can see, it makes a star, and then every time it makes a new star, the angle changes. And if you want to make this faster, you can just say at the top.
Iman's not down here.
What? I didn't really. So let's continue. I didn't really get what Yusuf was saying. So what we're gonna do is when that speed is 0, which is gonna make it when that speed 0 is the fastest speed you can get. Oh wait, no, not when that speed. You want to do underscore that speed. So this is gonna be the fastest speed that I can move at. So if I run it, it's gonna go really fast. And then, yeah, that's how it is. So what's gonna make this 90 degrees multiplied by math.pi? It's good. A lot of these things are really cool. So now it makes us a hexagon shape over and over and over and over again. Well, the problem is we want it to eventually cover the entire window. So if I remove this math.pi, what it should do is it should make a bunch of squares over and over again in the same spot. So now that we have that, we have right 90. So that's what it is. And then if you do use multiply by math, this is another question, so you can unmute.
In line number 5, do we have to put underscore equals t dot turtle
Yes.
parentheses? Do we have to put a spacing in between the underscore and the equals?
You don't need to. That's just part8. You can. That's syntax guide. But it's to make your code look better. So you don't need it. You can put it. It's just better. Put that. So we're gonna continue right here. So now you can see that we have something functioning. We can see some square drawing itself, a drawing. We can see our screen drawing a square over and over again. So now that we have that, after we move right, okay, Mohan also has a question.
Yeah, when I run my code, it shows a syntax error, invalid syntax in the terminal.
Okay, so what line is it on?
It doesn't show any line, but
okay, so I think this is generating some errors. So whenever everywhere you see an underscore, just rename it to draw. Okay. So everywhere I'm gonna make a draw.
alright.
What should picture arrow? So, draw. So after writing that, you should be getting your error fixed. Okay, but you can say 80, and we can add an I to 80 plus I. So now doing that, every time we're gonna get something like this. So after a while, it's gonna look like a Super Mario block, technically. So if you guys know what Super Mario is, and I hope everyone knows what it is, it's a game, one of the best games ever. Played it once. So what's gonna happen is it's just gonna keep doing that, and it looks like one of the Super Mario blocks. If you look closely, it'll look something. It might look like that bevel block, or it might look like something different. But you might notice as soon as it gets to 400, the window closes, which is a small bug. You can say turtle.remove. After that happens, t.remove. So after the entire code runs, it's still gonna show us. It's still gonna show us the code. Adding I every time gives it a small offset, which is pretty noticeable. So if you look closely, there is a 1 pixel difference between everything. But no one's really gonna look that close, right? Okay. With that aside, let's make the bending a little better. So right now we have 90 degrees. I like actually adding 45. I like starting at 0 degrees, but then adding I to it every time. So we're gonna do 1 degree. So every time it's gonna add I. And you can see that it goes there and then it's gonna make this turtle at the bottom. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna close that. 1 plus I, right? Gonna make 1 plus I. We can also just do it I. But we're gonna multiply that by math.pi. I multiplied by math. So let's try to see what it does. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna do that, and it's gonna make the scribbles before the end, and then it's gonna get bigger. And then I'm pretty sure it's gonna come up from there, and then it's gonna make the scribbles. And it's complicated. So let's close that. If we use 59 degrees. Using 59 degrees, we'll have some pretty cool effect. It's gonna be this hexagon, and it'll look pretty cool. Red and orange all the warm colors will appear here, but all the cool colors will appear here. So you can see there's red, orange, and yellow in here. There's blue, white, and blue and white in there. And that's a coincidence. Yeah, I didn't put yellow, it's just orange that looks like that. And it's a coincidence that cool colors are in one place and warm colors are in another. But as soon as the simulation stops, it looks like this pretty cool curvy thing. I've seen this somewhere. It looks something like Windows Vista, but as you can see, it keeps making these spirals, which I don't know about you, but it seems pretty cool. So, yeah. So now what we're gonna do is we are going to turn my his question. So you can go ahead.
Yeah, I changed every underscore with draw, but it still doesn't work. Can you see my code?
Oh, okay, sure. Let's stop sharing. You can go ahead and share your screen.
No, I was doing it.
Let's continue. Okay. So import serverless, the import math. Uh, what can you show me the error?
Alright. So when I press run, it shows this error. There's syntax error.
Oh wait, that's because you're using the run button. Instead of using the run button, what you should do is every time you run it, delete the terminal and then run it again. So now delete the terminal. Okay, now try to run it again. And it's gonna pop up in a different window. So what's the error now? Oh, you forgot to make the T capital in T.turtle. So that should be your error solved, and if it works, it's gonna open up a new window on your screen. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna share my screen.
Hello, this is a video about a physics engine called matter.js. I don't
know why that popped up, but so after this, you can see that there is this. I'm gonna close that since it is some pretty cool graphics, but I'm gonna show you how to make an actual style. So right here, 45. Instead of that by 45, and multiply that by math.5. So what's gonna happen is it's gonna keep making stars over and over again. After a while, what's gonna happen is it's gonna become this spiral. I think it will because I tried it. Yeah. So it's gonna become this cool shape, and then after a while, it's gonna look like a lollipop. And well, if you don't look at the points of it. So I ran this code once on an online emulator. So what happened was instead of 400, that was 1,600. 4 times that. So what we did, so what happened was the emulator screwed, froze and it was like, okay, I can't handle this anymore. And then my CPU was overloaded because, well, I got a boost. So if you got it up to this point, you're good. This is, I would say, some pretty advanced things. So let's, now that we've went in advanced, let's go even more advanced. We're gonna start a small drawing app, and then we're gonna finish it tomorrow. What we're gonna do today is have basic movement, and then allow the user to change the background color and stuff like that. So let's create a new file. Right click on the folder, new Python file, and then we're going to call this raw. Okay, I have to ask a question.
Can you please wait 2 or 3 minutes? I have to write down the code.
Okay, so I'm not gonna switch it yet, but I'm just gonna create the file and then I'm gonna switch on to this.
Okay.
Drawing, which is drawing.py. I take this other question.
When I run my code, it opens the Python Turtle Graphics app for a 1 second for a millisecond, and then it closes.
There should be something wrong with your loop, and I think you forgot to put t.main loop at the end, but
I
let me
did.
see that. Okay, so let me see that.
I also had that problem, but it was that I didn't capitalize this T dot screen, the S in the T dot screen.
Oh, so yeah, that could be your problem, Yusuf. So show
Could
me-
you let me share my screen?
Yeah, you can finish it.
It's saying host disabled participant screen sharing.
Oh, turning that off. Okay, yeah, now you can do that. List object is not total. Oh wait, you put parentheses when you're supposed to put square brackets,
Oh, okay. Let me try that.
and you put main loop inside of the board. You have to remove the indentation when you write t.main loop. So
Okay.
take tab
Let's
away.
try this now. Oh, right. It's working.
Oh,
Wow. It's crazy.
so it's gonna pop up a bunch of stars, and you'll see. I'm gonna run this. Well, I think you can also make a perfect circle with this. I make this move one, and then I use math.pi. Yeah. So as you can see, we have a multicolored circle. And it kind of makes this nice. See it? It's like this.
और
nice-
क्या चीटियां हो रही बहुत
So, if you can see it, it's like this nice loading spinner. You would see this on most websites. Like if something is loading, you could have this, but it makes a perfect circle. So, like that. We have math.pi. What if we wanted to make this bigger though? We can use forward 6, which is gonna make a bigger circle, ultimately. And then it's gonna go over it and keep loading. So this is not actually loading, but it's just like that. So you can use turtle for some pretty complex things like drawing. Okay, so everyone also has a question, maybe? You can go ahead.
Yeah, in the draw dot write section, how does it makes a perfect circle by writing math.py?
Where?
In the 13th line, draw dot write.
Oh, so draw.right, what happens is it moves it based on an angle, so it turns it to an angle. So suppose this is our drawer. I don't know if you can see this. Move up. How about now? Okay, so suppose my finger is our drawer. Or wait, no, I can draw it on the screen here. Suppose this is our drawer, right? So what's gonna happen is it's going to make it. What's gonna happen is it's going to spin it every time. So first time it goes math.pi, so it spins it this much. Okay. After that, it spins it here, and then it spins it over and over again. And then at the end, once it's done spinning it enough, it's going to stop it. That's what draw.write does, basically. And Farhan also has a question.
Yes, I have a question that on the 13th number, draw.write math.pi. It should be py, I guess.
It's pi, since pi is a mathematical number. So pi is there are two things that are pi. The Python file extension py.py, but this is math.py since this is math.py. Python, not Python. This is not pi for Python. This is math pi for pi. I don't know how to explain it, but pi. So pi is equal to. I'm only gonna show you the two digits. 3.14155. Okay, that's what pi is, but we only have that many digits, which we can't really do anything with that many digits. So what this math.pi is going to do is it's going to show us all the digits. But we don't need to see them, we just need to use them. So like that, I'm going to remove my annotations.
Sir, your voice is not clear.
My voice. My voice.
Sir, your voice is not clear. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm gonna think about. Sorry about that. How about now? Is it better now?
Yes, sir. This is better.
Okay. So,
Yes, I will.
Diana, Boss, you have a question? So you can go ahead.
Can you explain it again? What? Can you explain what is pi?
Oh, pi. Pi is a mathematical number, so 3.14155. Then a few other million digits, and it goes on forever. So after this, what we want to do is you want to create a new file up in here, and then you want to call that so you want to come up here and then you want to right click and create a new file. And then we're going to call this drawing app. So this is going to be kind of like a pixel art drawer. You can move your pen up and pen down, and you have to use the arrow keys to draw. So a few days ago, Yusuf showed us his drawing app, if you recall that. He showed us his drawing app, and then it was on Khan Academy with the JavaScript framework. This is with Turtle, but you have to use the arrow keys since this is for pixel art. What we're gonna do, it's not really even pixel art, it's block art, so you have to draw it to figure out a way to do that. So what you want to do is you want to come in here. First thing you want to do is import turtles, and I'm just not going to rename it so I get confused at points. So we're going to make turtle equal we're going to say drawer is equal to turtle dot the turtle. So this is going to be the only turtle on the screen. So turtle dot turtle. So every time we're going to see this turtle. But what we want to do is we want to create it so that the user can, well, put in inputs. So what we're going to do is we're going to create something called a while loop. I don't really remember if I taught it to you guys. Wait, I did. So while true is basically going to run forever. So it's like saying while my computer is open, while this program is running. And it's always going to be running since while true means is this program running. If we go over it every time the program is running, it's never going to stop running. So this is going to happen. And then what we're going to do is we're going to capture all keyboard inputs. Okay, so I'm going to do Control/, and then we want to write keyboard inputs. Keyboard inputs. After this, we're gonna say when. So we need to create a window object. So when is equal to string. So when is the short form for window, not for win. So this is not a game. But too many blank lines. We're gonna keep those blank lines even if part8 screams at us. So we want to say when dot at the top of this function. We want to say when dot update. And then before this starts, we want to say when dot tracer is equal to 1. I think we have 1. What you want to put? When. Now we want to say when dot listen. Okay. When. Now what we want to write is when dot on key press. In Python this would be on key, but this is on key press. So as soon as we push down a key. So we're going to use the first 3 keys. The first one is going to be to stop drawing, so to pick the pen up. So suppose I'm drawing on the screen, and what I do is at one point I need to make a different line. So what I can do is if I push the Q button, it's gonna move the pen up, and it's gonna allow me to move my pen, and then I can just continue writing. So I want to say P. So I'm going to teach you lambdas. I think I did that as well, but let's do that. Okay. On key press. So first of all, we can use the function. So we want to write lambda. So write lambda, and then colon. So no variable for you. So lambda drawer dot pen up. Okay, and then this is going to be the Q button. So I think that's how it is. So how this works is it basically allows us to use after this, what we want to do is we want to see if this works. Instead of doing the pen up, we're just gonna print up. And if I push Q, okay, so let's turn the caps lock on. So we have to push capital Q, so we get pen up. So we can say Q, not capital Q, but lowercase q. So if we press it, we should get the lowercase q. If we press the lowercase q, we should get pen up. So let's add, you can add the drawer.pen up back since they know it works. Drawer.pen up. And then use this as a question.
When I run my code, it's saying even when I put a lowercase q, it's saying that it says undetermined string literal.
Oh,
unterminated string literal.
Okay, so can I see your code? I'm gonna stop sharing. Let me see your code. Oh, I think I know what the problem is. You forgot to close the quote when it says pen up. So just remove the pre statement. So do that thing.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Wait a second, let me check. Shows
yeah.
this and then Q.
So it pops up if you push Q. It should show print out pen up.
Let me try that. Okay. Q.
Not there. In the window. So click on the turtle window and then type Q.
Not working. I'm typing Q. Q.
Can I see your turtle window?
This is my, let me show you my turtle window. So more, let's see. How do I do this?
So, do you have multiple monitors? If you do,
Ah,
you-
yes.
Oh.
New share, Python turtle graphics.
Yeah.
See,
So,
Python,
so now click on it and then push the Q.
click on
And
it,
then
press
print-
Q.
Does that,
Nothing.
does that print out, pen up on this console?
No, it
Oh,
doesn't.
Share your entire screen.
Okay,
Okay, look at it.
new share, screen.
Okay. So you have that, right? Move that over here. So if I click here and then I click Q. Oh, you forgot to put in here. So you put win.update here. So let's just move that up. Wait, is the wrong button? Fix that. You have to write win.listen here, not win.update. But you also need win.update before that. So win.listen. And then now if you run it, it's going to initialize the listening. So every time you push Q, it's going to tell us put up.
Oh, thanks.
So I was pushing it here since I had the remote control. But if you push it, you should get that now. So I'm going to show my screen. And after you do this win.onKey press, we want to do win.onKey press again. So QWE. First we have pen up. We need to hide the turtle. So now we're gonna add HT. So hide turtle. HT stands for hide turtle. And we're gonna use W. This is gonna be E. We're just gonna to push E. It's gonna change the VG color. So this I'm gonna make a separate function for this. It's gonna be change background. So we didn't make the function yet, so let's copy that. And you might be telling me, if you make a function, don't you need to put parentheses at the end to call it? Well, we don't want to call it, or else that's going to happen like even before we push E. So we want to do that, and what we're going to do is we want to say color is equal to input, and then the prompt is going to be enter a color, fill the space. And then what we're gonna do is we want to say win EG color is gonna be that color. Enter a color for the background. Okay, so we're gonna do that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to do that. So this is another thing that I'm gonna teach you. We're gonna use try and accept in this app. So what if the user puts in just a random string like ASDF for the color? That's not a valid color. So what we're gonna do for that is we're gonna tell it when you put in invalid color in, and it's just gonna continue with the app. So they can push E again, and then they will allow the. So we can do that. Else, colon. You can say try, and we have to write accept. So Ruhan and I think Yusuf, they both said they did JavaScript, and I mean Ruhan said he did C#. Well, if you did C#, you might be familiar with try and catch with JavaScript as well. That's the same thing in JavaScript. But in Python, it uses try and accept, and then it also has finally. So let's try that. So right now we're gonna write this. So we don't know what error type it is. So we're gonna write when.bg color. Then we're gonna write just a random string and see what error it gives us. We know it's gonna give us an error. So we're gonna put pass here. So we got an indentation error. Run. Yeah. So it's turtle graphics error. So accept a turtle graphics error. Turtle dot turtle graphics error. Then instead of passing it, what we're gonna do is we are going to print enter a valid color. And I need a capitalized thing. And don't know me, I'm really strict with and then capitalizing things. I capitalize every word. It's just me. So QWE, let's add R. So it can just go into that line and do Control D. So now that we change it, QWER. So now that we added that, let's actually change it so that we can write a different color. So we're gonna write change 10. So we're gonna only do this. So we can copy that. So copy. And then we're gonna write I need to do the part8 spelling. We're gonna write that and then write two more the, and then I think we need to do that. And then this should be change 10. All the logic is gonna be the same. Instead of BG color, we're gonna have 10 color. And then instead of when, we're gonna have bar. And then we will have color is equal to input. Enter a color for the bar for the pen. Okay. So let's see if all these functionalities work. So with Turtle, there's a feature I love, which you can just resize the window. I'm gonna put it on this corner, so the top right corner. So let's push Q. So let's see the features. So if I push Q, it's gonna make the pen go up. If I push W, it's gonna hide the turtle. There's no way to show it. So we're gonna create a variable up here called it up. So we're gonna create a variable called turtle roar underscore is underscore hidden. What is that? So turtle is hidden is equal to false. By default false. And then this is just gonna make it so that let's say if roar is hidden, then we can do that roar dot show turtle, which is jar dot st, else colon jar dot ht. So it's gonna hide it and show it accordingly, and then I think we need to put a semicolon to be here, and then put a space here, and then expression extract. So I don't know if Python has ternary, but you can't do this in a lambda. So we can say jar is hidden and jar dot wait. Jar is hidden. If the jar is hidden, then show the turtle. So jar dot st. But otherwise, oh no, it should be a question mark. Okay, so no, Python does not have terminates. So it's forcing us to create a new function for this. So let's just do that. So we define show or hide. And then this is gonna be an easier function. since all we have to do in here is you want to do the function is just going to be an if statement. If drawer is hidden, colon drawer dot sc else drawer dot ht. So we're gonna hide it if it's shown. If it's not shown, then we are going to show it. So, and then we want to write show or hide here. Show or hide. Move it into parentheses, or else that's going to generate an error. And then if I rerun it, we get kind of an error. Where is it? Stop that. Stop all. Okay. So let's see if our new function now moves. If I push W, and then I can push it again to rerun it, but no, that does not work. Need to rerun that. So if I push W and then W again, it should show it, but it's not. So if the drawer is hidden, then show the turtle. Oh wait, we forgot to make the true. So drawer is hidden, underscore is hidden is equal to true. Else, which we're gonna say drawer is hidden is equal to false. I forgot to capitalize that. False. True. And so this is a global variable. So what we have to do is we have to write at the top of it, we have to write global drawer is hidden. So now we have that. So which is something we have to do in Python for syntax. Now stop that and then rerun that. We have it, we can push W, push it again, which hides and shows that. Okay, we can change the background. So on E, let's make the background blue. And it's not responding apparently. So, but now it's blue. As soon as we wrote that, it's blue. So let's write R. So this is the color for the pen. And make it white. So now that little arrow in the center should be white. So that's it for like the drawing. That's it for the basics. But how are we gonna move our drawers? Since that's the main thing we need to do, not something. It's a pressure, so please you can go ahead.
Can you scroll up a little bit?
Okay.
A little more, please.
Okay. One second. Do that. Here.
That's fine. Yes, thanks.
After you get down with this part, what you want to do is as soon as you get down with this part, you're good completely. You want to add a little. We want to add like a way to move the player now. Well, we can do this many ways, but I'm going to use the better way since it doesn't want to use the better way. We need to create comments and the right movements functions. After this, what we want to do is you want to write all the functions. So we can write up, down, so depth. So up, colon. And then you want to copy that. Control D, copy. So like that. We're gonna have down. And as soon as you create it, it's going to be the indentation, we're going to be indentation here. Up, down, left. And then right. Okay, so def up, so the first function up, we're going to say, we need to create a variable called y. Y is equal to var dot y coordinate y plus equals 20. We can add 20 to the y, and then we want to set our var to y dot no, not y dot. We want to say var dot set y to y. So after doing that, what you want to do is you want to copy it, or you could have done this the easy way. I'm just showing you the better way. This is actually not the better way; it's actually the worst way, but I guess it works, so we'll go with it. We're gonna add, instead of plus, we're gonna add minus here. We don't really need to change a lot of things here. We can just keep the variable name y. So x core. So x equal to x core x. This might need to be inverted. I'm not sure about that, but set x to x. And then I'm just gonna copy that again. And paste it. So right after this, what we want to do is you can create a completely different section for movement. Then after we do that, what we want to do is we're going to say win the unkey press. So you don't have to write Windows listing again. So win the unkey press right up, and then we want to say up, and then duplicate that. Now I'm going to write down, right, left, and right back. Comma, up, comma, down, comma, left, comma. So after doing this, and after doing this, you should be able to run it. You will get a white canvas, a black jar, so a black pen, and you can draw it. So as I said, it was inverted. To go left, you need to do the minus instead of plus. So that should be plus. So we can draw a box. Okay, and now we want to do Q. So that can just move the pen and then Q again. Well, we need to do the same thing for Q. Since it moves the pen up, but we also need a way to turn it, put it down. So we want to say pen up. It's going to be false. And then copy this logic. And then shortified pen. So global pen up. So we want to write pen up. Pen up. And pen up. So you say drawer. If the pen is up, then draw that pen down. But if the pen is down, Then we can make it move up and up. And now what we can do is instead of doing that, we can use the hide pen to parentheses. So let's see if I can make the face of now. So I'm gonna use Q. Go back. 1, 2. Press Q again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Q. 1. And then press Q again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Press Q. Move down. And then here is where I'm going to use a different color. So I'm going to hit Q. And I remember it being R to do that. So R. And then I'm going to use the color red. So we have red now. If I move it right, so I don't know, yeah. So right, down. So I made this tiny little Roblox face. And if you guys play Roblox, then you might know what this is. But I'm gonna make it like this. And now let's just hide that. So hide the little drawing arrow. So just push W and you will hide it. So I have a small other challenge. So let's try to make the command symbol in our little drawing app. Okay. So the command symbol will be pretty easy to make. Right, down, right, up, right, down. So that's the command symbol for you. So in pixel form. Well, so that's that for our drawing app. So please just add the question. You can
So what I was going to ask is that it's when I run my code, it's saying the line 11 print enter a valid color. The indentation error expected an indented block after acceptation statement on line 10, but I already had tried putting an indent. I tried deleting the indent, and it's not working.
okay, so that's your question. And remember to when you're like sharing your screen, always share entire screen, or else I won't be able to see some things, which I'm like
There we go.
they're important in transcription. So what's your error? It's on line 11. So go into line 11. You have to add one indent.
There's already an indent here.
So you have to add one more.
Okay, let me try that.
Since you have 2 indents for the try, and accept also expect an indent.
Oh, okay.
But now try trying something. So you add all like up, down, left, right functions?
I am not done doing that, so let me just do it. Can you scroll down a little bit, by the way, on your screen?
I'm going to do that.
क्या बोले? हाँ उधर एग्जिट ठहरा हुआ है तो बहुत दूर के मैं
So as you can see, if you didn't finish adding the movement functions or the movement input, I'll let you do that. So I'm right at where you have to add those. So that's your drawing up. Anyone have any questions about it? Like how do some things work? What if I want to add different functionality? What if I want to use the right functions just to change angle? You can do that. That's completely up to you. So you can make it only so that you can all move up and down, and then right and left will just do the angle, so you can draw circles, which would be pretty cool. I would love to see that. So that's my homework assignment to you. I'm not gonna really add it on Google Classroom because it's pretty hard to upload stuff. But the homework assignment is to try to make left and right actually do the circle. So you should be able to draw a circle left and right. Instead of moving you left and right, they should just turn you in an angle so that you can move up or down. So that's your homework. And I'm gonna give you some bonus time. You can get started on that. Hafsa has a question, so let's hear that.
When do we have to submit the homework?
You don't really have to submit it. You can just show it at the beginning of class tomorrow. Or
Tomorrow.
tomorrow or the day
Or
after.
can we show it next class? In the
Yeah,
next class?
the next-
After tomorrow.
Yeah. So tomorrow's the next
Can you-
class, hopefully. So if it is,
Okay.
do that.
No, not tomorrow. Yeah, means next week's class.
Oh, and next week's class? Okay, so yeah. I'll give you a little bit more time. Next week's
Okay.
class, we're gonna start advanced, so I'll go over how to do that in next week's class.
Can you also go a little bit up so I can write that down?
Okay.
A little more.
How about here?
Okay.
So after doing this, you're good to go. If you finish this entire thing, you're good to go. Yusuf has a question.
Will there be a recording of the class?
Yeah. So I am recording it right now. So I think I am. Yeah, I am recording it right now. So at the end, you will get a recording. So there have been recordings of our classes, and you will be able to view them on YouTube. So I can explain JavaScript. So it's on the chat. So JavaScript is a programming language used for scripting. It's high level. So
What do you want me to do?
not you. One second. So that has a question.
I had a question that in the ending of the Python class, we would be awarded with a certificate by the asset. So who is providing us the certificate?
So it's actually the asset board that's going to give you the certificate for this Python course. So so this is the next class will be when we complete basics. So tomorrow you should get your certificate. Everyone will get their personal certificate. So everyone, please have your real name on tomorrow's class, and I request everyone to join tomorrow or when the next class is. And you should be able to get your certificate of completion for the basics. So you can use that so you can actually show your knowledge. So we are going to have a small talk now. Now that we have completed our drawing app, I have a small question for people. How many people viewed the HIO page I put on Google Classroom? Yusuf said he viewed the HIO page. So does the game work? Did it work?
I didn't download it yet because I keep forgetting to ask my parents for permission.
Oh. So I will show you how to play it, and there are a few things that I need to change on there. So I'm going to show you how HIO actually works. Rohan has a question. So let's see what his question is.
Yeah, I want to ask that. How do you, when there's some problem with your code and you Google it and you don't find the answer, how do you do it? Like, I'm doing C# on the side with Python, and if I have to ask something on Python, I can ask you. But on C Sharp, I don't really find any answers on Google or any other place. So how do you deal with that?
So I am pretty good with C Sharp as well. You can also ask me about C Sharp if you have a question on it. But if you have like problems in Python, if you have problems with C Sharp and you don't really have anyone available to ask to, just Google it. So every problem you have, Google it. Google will give you the best answer. There's something a programmer should always remember. Don't worry if you're senior, junior, whatever you are. Oh, you can always Google and it's gonna be okay. So every problem I get, you can Google it. So remember to Google everything you get, so every problem, but also try to solve it on yourself. Since it's better to solve it on yourself or by yourself before Googling it. So I need to update. So I wanted to tell you guys that I'm going to update the itch.io page. So I'll show you how to do that. You guys can see the inside of it. So if you guys create any game in Unity or stuff like that, you can do it. So I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna upload my first-person shooter game, which I'm going to open up Unity. Oh. And still have a question.
By the way, what do you mean that you take both of them and take both the files, like jumpyball.exe and uniplayer.dll in the same file in the same folder? How am I supposed to make the folder?
You just have to make a folder. So you can right click on the desktop and create a folder called Jumpy Ball. But there is a little bug in that, so I'm gonna remake the itch.io page. I'm gonna edit it so that the folder comes with, so you don't have to make the folder separately. So I'm gonna show you how I actually make my games. So share screen. So I'm gonna do my first screen. So as you can see, I opened up Unity Hub. Has a question?
I also want to ask that, is there any specific language that you like to say that I should do it because of job opportunities or something like that?
What did you say? I didn't really get that.
I want to ask that, is there any specific language that you suggest for because it has higher job opportunities or something like that?
JavaScript. JavaScript is what I would suggest, which is for web development. Since the world is currently doing web stuff right now, since if you know what if I think I know most people know I think most people know what ChatGPT is, but ChatGPT was made on data scientists to analyze that data, which is Python, right? But after analyzing it, how did they get it on the web? Well, they had to use web. JavaScript. It's one of the most visited sites on the world right now. So we can go in here. So I'll show you how to do this. So if I open up the FPS game, so this is a game. And if you guys manage to create an itch.io account, I'll recommend you this. I'm gonna recommend this to Ruhana because I think he has one. Always participate in game jams. They're gonna help you out. And remember the second thing, the second rule of game jams: don't stress. If you have bugs, don't stress on them because ultimately, if you stress on them, it's gonna take you more time to fix them. But if you're like chill on the bugs, it's literally not gonna it's not gonna take that long.
Yeah, I
So,
actually made a game for the GMTK game jam.
Oh, so what game was that?
It was Dungeon Crawler. It was
You
this
made
card
Dungeon
based.
Crawler?
Yeah, it was this card based Dungeon Crawler where you had to play as the orcs who were attacking on the player.
Okay. So do you remember the theme for it? Yeah, the
Yeah,
GMTK game.
Yeah, it was to reverse the roles.
Yeah. So let's see on the child. Let's pull it up. So am I able to play it on the browser? Rohan, am I able to play a game on the browser?
No, I didn't actually put it up on anywhere instead of the game jam. I
Yeah.
just thought it wasn't real, just refined because I didn't actually had that much time, and so
So I'm gonna open that game jam up and I'll give you I'll give you a thumbs up since I think the rating period is still up. The rating period is still up. So let's see, GMTK grams. I didn't have enough time, so I thought of making a game where it's FIFA, but you play as the ball. So, jams. So I opened up jams, and then GMTK game jam. So let's see. View submissions. So what did you call the game? Rohan, what did you call the game?
I don't remember. Let me check.
If you find out, tell it to me and I'll give it enough.
All right. In the meantime, you can show them while you're showing with the HIO page and how to update them.
Okay. So I'll show you guys how to update the HIO. So I'm gonna add the FPS game. Is it opened? So yes. So the FPS game opened. So what I'm gonna do is file, and then you want to go to build to build the game. So build settings, and then you will see the supported OSs. I'm only gonna do Windows since it's pretty hard to do anything else. Build. So we're going to do add open scene/sample scene. And then we want to use build. So it's not going to take that much time. So I have two builds of this game. They're actually the older ones aren't that well good as the newer ones. So I think Yusuf had something to say.
Can you show us how your FPS game works?
Okay, yeah, I will do that. So I'm gonna create a new folder called build 3. Okay, and I'm gonna create that folder, so right click. New. Final bug. Build number 3. Select folder, and this is what I'm gonna put on my HIO page. So as soon as this builds, I'm gonna show you. And then I need to see where it builds it, so I can actually pull the game up. But in Unity, stuff is a lot different than it works in Unreal Engine. So how many people here did an Unreal Engine before? If you have, just raise your hand, since I have personally. But I didn't really do anything other than play with the original FPS sample they give you. It gives you a gun, and then all that shoots holes, and you can shoot boxes, which will ultimately make the boxes fall. I deleted the game after uploading it because I had other projects going on and needed storage. Oh. Okay, so that's the problem with that, but I'll pull this up over here. So now that we have builded, so I'm gonna click on build. It's in D projects. So I'm gonna open HIO. Click on my profile. Ball jumper doesn't really work. We're going to click on dashboard. And as soon as you go to the dashboard, you can click on games. Now it's projects. Yeah. So I'm gonna go to my project and create a project. This game works in a way you play as a bean. Okay, you're a bean. You can shoot other players. So you have an AK for you shoot other player, and you also have a grappling gun. So you can right click to grapple somewhere. So suppose I was running away from someone, I can just find a block. So there are some blocks in the sky. You can just look at it with the mouse and then right click. So it's gonna grapple up there, and you can grapple, and then you can also shoot people while you're grappling. And there aren't really other things. I wanted to add some other things, but I'm gonna write that I'm gonna call it beam shooter. Yes. Game where you can shoot people. Game where you can shoot people, and then you can. I'm gonna do in development since I still need to develop something. And I'm gonna click on no payments since I don't want any money for my game. And then I'm gonna upload files. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click on back to Unity projects, click on FPS game, that's game, builds, and then I'm gonna use open. Open. So this is all the things I want. So I want the mono bleeding edge, the FPS game. Oh wait, no. We need this DLO, and then the FPS game. We don't need the crash handler. Not really, but we need those 3 files. And then, yeah. So open that. So except for the DLO, Unity player.dlo, it's the other files are pretty small. This is not an executable. This is a DLO. This is executable. And this is only for Windows. This game is only gonna work for Windows. So Rohan has a question or a statement, some sort. So you can go ahead, Rohan.
After uploading the game, can you show me the jumping mechanics? Because I always make 2D games, and this was my first time making like 3D games, and I had problem with the character control.
Oh, so this FPS game is a 3D game. As soon as the Unity DLL finishes, I will put the Unity page in the group chat. I'll just make sure it works, double check it. So, most of these files are really small. Like you can see that the FPS game itself is 651 kilobytes. The WinPix event runtime is 33 kilobytes. So, the way it works is you can create rooms. And then if I were to create a room called Pipeline Course, people can write the name, so they can click on create or join room. They can just write the name Pipeline Course, exact same letters, capitalization, everything. And if they do that, they will be able to join my room. And then they would be prompted to put their name in. And I built that, so more things, what more things can we do? Need to make a backup, you can download the file exactly as it was loaded. So once you do this, we need to do once you download all the things, all the required assets for this game, you can just straight up put it in a folder. So call the folder FPS game or something. But the DLLs you make need to be with the exe file, or else the game will not work. So, few more minutes. Come on. So, I think Ruhan has heard of GitHub. I think a lot of you guys have heard of GitHub. If you've ever modded a game before, most mods are on GitHub. But if you like, most games are on GitHub, so they're backed up on GitHub. So what I'm gonna do, executable, I'm gonna make it other. So the game is silent, basically there is no noise. So we have all of our files uploaded. So we have 47 megabytes for DLL, which is why it takes a while. This game is a fun game where you can play with people online. Okay, so genre, shooter, and then there is literally nothing really bad in here. So draft, restricted, public. I'm gonna make this public. Public. Anyone can view this page. Disable new downloads and purchases. No. So unlisted. So we can just do that, and then save and view page. So now this is a page. Yes, so dismiss. After this, I'm gonna copy this, give it to you. So try to open this page and tell me if you see it. Font. Post comment. So you need to download all 3 files, store them in a folder on the desktop maybe. So I'll show you how it works. So first I need this, this, and this. I already have it in my build folder. Don't really need to download that. So as soon as you get it, copy it, paste it, open this. And then if it asks to, just allow the access. It needs your access to your network, so you can actually create a room for people to join in. And if you do that, it's going to show up made with Unity. Okay, so this is what it shows. I can write a name, so I'm going to write Awesome. And then click on create or join room. So this is a room name. If you're available to download it right now, you can download it right now. Just write this, click on create or join room, and then write this code. 5, no, not 5, just write Awesome, down, and click on this one, create or join room. And if you write Awesome, you should be able to see me. So I'm Awesome, you can see Awesome at the top. And if you join, you should be able to see a person with Awesome on the top of their head. So I'm grabbing up here. And if anyone joins, I'll be able to view it. So you need all 3 files, as I said, in the same folder, so everything works. And you can also sprint. So if you hold down shift, you can move. And then you have that. You can grapple onto this car, which is huge. And it might work a little slow for you guys, but let's be honest, you're a bean, so it shouldn't work all that stuff. Right? There's no. There we go. So now that I have that, let's maybe I'll call it. You know, one second. I have bugs in here. There might be some bugs edge into something, but it works for the most part. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to close it. But that's all today's class. I hope everyone had fun today.